What's up, world? Lee here, coming to you with Sticks, Strings, and Other Things, my tiny little corner of the internet, where I chat with you every other week, so every 2 weeks, however you want to phrase it, fortnight, whatevs, about all the crafty things that I have been getting my hands into. My name is Lee, and this is episode 18. My vlog can vote. Anyhow, I am filming on June 8th, and this should be going up tomorrow. Right now in the Pacific Northwest, we are having rather beautiful weather. It's a little on the January side, but that is my preference. Last week it was warm, very warm for the Pacific Northwest. I live in the Pacific Northwest for a reason, and that reason is not to have 80-degree days in June. It's true. All right, so what am I sipping? Well, today I'm having Fujian Black. It's just a random black tea. It's fine. Nothing to write home about, but it's tasty and I like it, and it's tea. I am borrowing the guy's giant mug. I mean, this thing is huge. So, my tea's going to get cold before the end, and that will be sad. Right, in the past 2 weeks, I didn't get as much done as I would have liked. Just, I don't know, maybe spending 3 days reading might have had something to do with it. Don't know. But I did not get as much done as I may have liked, so there is a little less for me to share with you today. But that's fine. It's crafting, and we all do it to make ourselves happy. Anyhow, again, welcome. I am happy you're here to chit-chat with me. And if you are a new viewer, I have no clue how you found my tiny little area. I have no clue how you ran into me, but I hope you enjoy. And if you do, please feel free to subscribe. If you've been watching before, like all 8 of you, or however many. It's a tiny group out here. That's fine. We're cozy. It's good. A little chit chat. It's all happy. Thank you for watching again. So, today I'm going to start with the Drawer of Shame. I didn't have anything from the Drawer of Shame last time, so I'm making up for it this week. And I have brought a few things from the Drawer of Shame. Now, if this is your first time here, the Drawer of Shame is where my finished cross-stitch pieces go to live. Because I don't fully finish things. I want to. I'm contemplating buying a new, the air purifier is very loud today. Hopefully you can't hear that. If you can, I apologize. There's a fan, and it's the air purifier, and evidently it thinks I'm stinky. I'm going to blame it on an allergy shot I got today, and it's just soaking up all the allergens that I injected into my body willingly. Hate allergy shots. Anyway, where was I? Fully finishing things. I am thinking of possibly thinking about starting to look at buying a working sewing machine so that I can possibly try to start finishing some things. I think I put enough qualifiers there so that you know it's not soon on my list. Right. But yes, the Drawer of Shame, where all of my pieces go to die. I mean live. And these are older. I have no clue when I did them. I don't even remember who this is. But it's a lovely piece on a brown fabric and a probably 32 count. I could be wrong. And I think it was called Sea Sirens, but I don't remember. It's based on kind of a woodcut look. I do remember when I was stitching her, I kind of gave her a little bit of a tummy tuck because she kind of had, she had like spillage. So I gave her a tiny little tummy tuck because she's pudgy enough, is it? And she's cute and she's pudgy and she's like lovely. But yeah. And then the saying, which is, the rude sea grew civil at her song. Certain stars shot madly from their spheres, to hear the Sea Maids music. And I just loved it. That whole sea grew civil at her song. I don't know. I liked that. But it's very, very pretty. It's kind of woodcut-ish, and I used, I think, a Vicky Clayton silk, but I couldn't even tell you which one. And it might not even be Vicky Clayton silk, but it's lovely, and it's pretty, and it lives in the drawer of shame. Next thing I grabbed from my drawer of shame is on a count white. This is the Token from Long Dog. And I know I used a Vicky Clayton silk on this, but I could not tell you which one. And this one was really, really super pretty. And yeah. I liked working on this one. It's lovely. It is a wedding sampler for my partner and I. It has our initials and all that. Up here is our anniversary day. Or not our anniversary, but our when we got together. Let's see, the other two I brought. One is a, oh goodness, Bent Creek. That was them. A Bent Creek pattern, and I don't remember the name of it. And it is on giant count. It used pearl flosses, and I don't even know if I can get the whole thing in. I don't remember what this one is called. Yeah, I have no clue. But it came out in multiple pieces over a year. And I did it. And eventually I think I want to turn it into just like a giant ass pillow. I don't know. But it just is kind of cute. It's got buttons and stuff. Dwell Impossibility. And it's kind of sweet. I enjoyed making it. It was fun. I loved the carrots down here for some reason. Woo! Like I said, it's a big piece of fabric. I just love those carrots. I don't know why. They make me smile. So yeah, there's this big boy. And he's a big boy. He's huge, and it was huge fabric. Like 11 count or something ridiculous. I don't even know. And I don't even know how to fold this back up again. So, just a moment. I'd say technical difficulties, but, there's nothing technical about these difficulties. There, more or less, back into a square. And then the last thing I'm going to show off, I know is on 40 count. And it is my Houses of Hawk Run Hollow. Oh, I loved making this. This was so delightfully fun. And it is on whatever the called for fabric was. I don't remember. And I used a Vicky Clayton's silk conversion. And I so enjoyed working on this. I just loved it. It made me so happy, which is why I started Villages, which I have messed up, and the squares are wrong. I only have like 2 squares. I don't even think I have a full 2 squares, and they're all messed up, and they're wrong, and like sideways, and so I keep, it's technically one of my projects for my Whip Go, and it was called in like April, I think. And every time I think about starting it, I'm like, oh God, but I have to figure out what I did with the squares, and they're wrong, and there's crosses going the wrong way, and I don't even know what happened. I don't know, but it keeps me from wanting to start it again. So what I really need to do is just tear everything out and restart. I would be happier, the piece would be happier, and I would probably work on it, which would make me happier as well. So, we'll see. So anyway, that was the drawer of shame. Shameful, isn't it? All these beautiful pieces and they just live in my dresser drawer. It is sad. One moment. Have I mentioned I'm doing allergy shots? Got them today? Yeah, that would be because I'm allergic to the planet Earth. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the rest of the podcast, vlog, what have you, FlussTube. And move on to finishes, of which I have one. And it is in my knitting. And it's a big one. I finished my Gansey Afghan. I am not going to unfold it because you'd never see it. I can't back up enough. Like, woo, that's as far as I can go. You wouldn't be able to see the whole thing. So, my Gansey Afghan is all finished. And I'm very happy, and it is going to make my stash dash numbers grow wonderfully. Still haven't decided if I'm going for 3,000 or 5,000 on my stash dash numbers, but we'll see. So that is my only finish. Other than that, like I said, I didn't get as much done this past 2 weeks as I would have liked. It just that's not how life went this past 2 weeks. It's how it goes. It's fine. So now, let's move on to, how about the stitching? How about the stitching? Which I didn't do as much of as I was anticipating, which I'm kind of sad about. I'm going to start with what I was working on this past weekend, which was Blackbird Designs Weekend, a la the Brenda and the Cereal Starter. I have been working on We Live in Hope, which is a Blackbird Designs, which makes sense for Blackbird Design Weekend, doesn't it? There's a logic there. Anyway, this is the one I've been working on. I absolutely love working on it. It's relaxing, soothing, lovely. I am working on an, is it an R&R or is it a Lakeside Linen? It's a Lakeside Linen in a 40 count color called River's Walk, which is kind of a greeny, sagey kind of color. And here is where We Live in Hope. It lives now. When I started it this weekend, I had this and the A done, so I finished those letters, this bit of border, and then I started on those letters. And you can completely tell where my Q-snap sits when I'm working on this. Right there. That's what we have on the Q-snap, folks. So after I finish this and the flowers that are underneath, I will finish the other half of those lines. And then I'm going to actually have to sit down and rechart this section because Chesapeake Bay means nothing to me, so whatevs. I don't care. So I am going to put in Salish Sea, which does mean something to me because, you know, Pacific Northwest, Puget Sound, which is right that way. Sorry, that way. Well, and that way too. Kind of goes up because it's a sound. So yeah, I'm just going to name it. I'm just going to rechart it and do Salish Sea. It doesn't want to go back in my... It doesn't want to go back in my bag. Anyway, this is the bag it's living in. A happy little Paris bag. Which makes me smile and miss Paris and travel. Oh, travel. Someday we'll be able to travel again. We hope. So that is what I worked on for Blackbird Design Weekend. Other than that, the only stitching I did was on my Ceratotum. Ooh, how's that for shiny? Yeah, you can't see a thing. Woo, okay, reflections are great. Yeah, look at that. Perfect, you can see everything. All right, Ceratotum. And I've had this on the go for years because I stopped stitching for like a decade almost. We've had this discussion. So it's currently the one I'm working on, so I did not take it out of the Q-Snap again. So when I picked it back up, I had done just the outline of this motif. And I almost have it all filled in. I just have the stem and two little leafy bits, the leafy bits that look like that, on this one. And then I'm gonna do the bits over here. And yeah, that's all the stitching I did because I finished a blanket. So my crafting was kind of full of blanket finishing. But I've been very much enjoying having this out and working on it. Not as much as I would have liked, but this is the one I am currently working on, and I'm going to continue working on because it's delightful. Now on to my knitting. Woohoo, knitting! Because I did a little bit more. And first I will show you my work piece, which is the Purl Soho half and half shawl that I am doing with their linen quill yarn. I am using US 4's 3.5 millimeter needles, and I have actually started the second skein. Really exciting, huh? It's just a giant half a triangle, well, half a square, full triangle, half a square of garter stitch. It's not very exciting, but it works great for a work piece. Works great for work. And yep, short rows, so just do-do-do-do-do. Loving this. Really enjoying the linen quill yarn. It makes a really delightful squishy fabric with just a little bit of tooth. Tooth is too strong of a word. Just a little bit of structure to it. I really like it. It's going to make a wonderful giant folded shawl that will be great for the fall. So, the one I'm doing for the half and half shawl is the larger size, and they said to get 3 skeins of 2 colors. So I am into the second skein of the first color, and I don't know how much of the third skein that you use, just that you needed a third skein. And it is living in my Metaroot Maine bag, which I love because it's just perfect for work, for the size it is. And then I just clip it and I can carry it like a lunch tote. It's delightful. So there's that. And then there is my Rocket Tea by Tanis Fiber Arts. And I am doing this one on a US size 6 4.0 millimeter needle. And I'm trying to undo things. Oops. I'm gonna pick it up backwards. So here's where we are on that. I have just recently joined in the round. It is a V-neck sweater with stripes, obviously. And I am 4 or 5 rows away from splitting for the sleeves. And it's just gonna be this delightful summery top that I hope won't be too hot to wear to work, which is too hot for me to wear any of my knits. And I'm enjoying this. It's just a simple raglan increase V-neck t-shirt. I am using Knit Picks yarns in their Aloft, and I think it's the Fingering Hawthorn, in 2 colors that I thought went nicely together. So here's the fingering, and then you do stripes in the mohair. So it's been really fun to do increases, and while at the same time, every 8 rows, you change yarns. And then, actually have to think a tiny bit. I actually have to think a teeny tiny bit for this one. I'm enjoying it though. I'm really liking the fabric I am getting. And let me try and show off how that works. So that is how that one will work. Obviously, a very thin fabric. You can see my hand through it. So yes, yes, when I wear this, I will be wearing a camisole underneath because no one needs to see that. The last knitting that I worked on, because, you know, when you finish a blanket and you have multiple other blankets on the go, the smart thing to do is start another blanket. Not finish the other ones you're working on. No, 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 no. Why would you do such a silly thing like that? No, no, no. You start a new one. So that's what I did. And 2 days ago, I started my rainbow marled blanket. There's no pattern. I just bought some Knit Picks Stroll in their Bear, and then I got a rainbow of colors, and I am going to marl giant blocks of color, and it'll be just a giant squishy garter stitch blanket. But I keep thinking it's not long enough. It seems really, really short, and then I remember on the needles it probably is. It's going to grow a little bit when I take it off. So hopefully it's a decent size. And I am doing this one on a US size 9, 5.5 millimeter. So yeah, I'm just holding the two skeins together. It's red, I think it's called Strawberry, and then the Bear, which, let me talk to you about this Bear skein. I caked it up, and things went poorly. This is the recovered, re-skeined, or recaked thing, and look how badly it went. And this is the half that I just hand wound into a ball because this was one skein. Obviously I cut them apart because it was, oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. It just, ew, there is a fluff on my yarn. And a hair. And a cat hair. There. So yeah, it just, this was an evil, evil skein of yarn. Very misbehaving. Very misbehaving. Not happy. So I tore it apart, cut it up, divided it. Now it's going to behave because I'm the boss. I'm the boss of the yarn. Anyhow. With the colored skeins, it's just like I said, it's Knit Picks Stroll fingering, and I grabbed two skeins of each color, one red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and a gray. So yeah, that's it. How sad is that? I mean, it is really kind of sad because that's all she wrote. However, the way I organized this time made a lot more sense. I put everything that I worked on in a basket. It's been living next to my bag, or next to my chair, instead of in multiple extra bags. I've just been putting things that I've been working on in there, and then I can just pull them out and put them back, pull them out, put them back. And it's made me happy, and it works well. So let's move on to plans, because we did finishes and we did whips. And that's all she wrote for right now. That's all she's worked on, folks. That's really sad. Okay, yeah, work has been kicking my butt because I don't know why. But it has been. I've just been so tired when I get home. I can't even function. I don't know why. So, plans. My plan, since, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, is to continue to work on my rocket tee. Hopefully finish it soon. Hopefully finish it before I film next. Oh, ooh, wouldn't that be exciting? Oh, yes. So that's plan one. Plan two, sometime on that blanket, because it's kind of fun and relaxing. And work on my Ceratotum some more because I'm enjoying the Quaker motifs and they're making me happy, they're making me smile, and that's why we do this. That's why we do our crafting, to make us happy, to make us smile, and to bring joy into our lives. So those are my plans. However, I originally had made plans to do 4 new starts this year. Just 4. Then I thought about doing cross-stitch camp that Colorado Stitcher is doing, where you have to start and finish a piece in a month. I haven't started, obviously, because I'd have shown you. And so I don't think I'm going to do it for June, because most of my pieces are pretty big. But I am thinking of doing it for July and doing the Barbara Anna, one of her Dreaming Girl pieces. Either the Dreaming Girl or Frida, or there was another one that I really, really liked. Klimt? Was it Klimt? Might not have been Klimt. But I'm thinking of doing Dreaming Girl because I saw when everybody was doing it, that was really pretty. But that'll be plans for next 2 weeks. Next podcast. Plans for this podcast. I am actually going to start one of my 4 starts because I was going to do one on each either equinox or solstice. And I missed spring because I did. And since I didn't start it on the spring equinox, I decided to not do it at all because the whole point of my wanting to do this was to start them on that actual day. So I am not going to be here before the spring solstice, summer. I don't know what season is summer solstice, so I'm going to show you what I am choosing to start for my summer solstice. Is this summer? That's spring. I'm going to start this one, the Blueberries and Thyme, from the French Cuisine, focus, French Kitchen collaboration between Hands-On Design and, who was the other lady? Summer House Stitchworks. So I am going to start Blueberries and Thyme because I kind of want to do the whole set, which I have everything for. And I was wanting to do it, and I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to be able to start it because I don't have, I haven't gotten the fabrics yet. I bought the called for fabrics, and when I bought them, it was all, it's going to take a while. Hand-dyed. Issues of getting fabric. It's all good. I'm like, well, I'm fine with buying it now. It's not like I don't have a million other things to start, so bought it. I didn't expect it to show up until like next month sometime. The other day, it all showed up. So, yay, I love that. And I'm going to be using 32 count because I wanted to stick onto the board they made for it. So these are the lovely colors. There's a pretty green, there's a pretty blue, and then there's 2 different browns. I'm trying to not have that crinkled too terrible much. And then I have all the called for threads. Squick, squeak, crunkle, crinkle. Right. So I'm going to start that on June 21st, which will be summer solstice. And how exciting is that? That's living in my Evertote bag with all the fun woodsy animals like this guy. Happy little trash panda and a squirrel and a hedgehog. I wish I had hedgehogs. They're so cute. Anyway, oh, and bunnies and bears. I mean, all the fun woodland animals. They're so sweet. So that is my plan to start for stitching, and it will be my summer solstice start. If you feel like starting something with me on the summer solstice, please feel free. I would love to know what you would want to start, and if you do start something, it can be whatever you want, just something that you wanted to work on, something that you wanted to start. And it broke because I'd been talking too long, so it stopped filming. Anyway, I was just saying that if you want to start something with me on the summer solstice, feel free. It just needs to be something that you want to work on. Something you've wanted to start and you haven't had a good reason to. Well, I've come up with a reason to start something, so you can join me if you like. I've randomly decided to start summer on summer solstice because it made sense in my brain, so that's what I'm going to do. And if for some reason the 21st shows up and I forget to do it, well, I guess I'll move on to fall. You can tell I'm really well planned out here. So those are my cross stitch plans, and my knitting plan, like I said, is to work on my rocket tee and my blanket, and obviously my work project, but you know, that doesn't count. If I do actually finish my rocket tee, I will start work on my summer sorrel top that I want to make. So that'll be the next thing on my list to start. Will I finish any of the socks I'm working on? Maybe. Will I work on it? I want to start things. I don't want to work on what I have. This is why I have so many projects started. I don't even know if I kept those bits out. I don't think so. Oh, right, I put them in a bag. I put them in a bag so that I would make my summer sorrel. And it's in lovely yarns from... What is her name? I can't remember, so I'll tell you next time when I've maybe started it. Or I'm still working on my rocket tee. Whichever it will be. Come back in 2 weeks and find out. So, those are my plans. Now, let's get to a little bit of stash acquisition. So, my Yarnable box showed up the other day. And this is a color. It's called Wildflowers. It's on their plush fingering. I do get their fingering Yarnable box. And I don't know. I don't know what I think about this color. I love this green, but I'm not sure what I think about this whole color. We'll find out. But she put in some extra things in here, like she always does. These stitch markers, which, oh my gosh, I absolutely love these stitch markers. If it wants to focus, which it doesn't. They're just lovely. Come on. There we go. I just love those. They're cool. And then the teeniest, tiniest thing of hand sanitizer, which made me giggle. And then a bunch of wildflowers, which I am tempted to put into a pot. Because if they're wildflowers, maybe the deer and bunnies won't eat everything. And it doesn't tell me what's in it other than it's wildflower seed blend for bee food. And it just tells you to put it in a pot in a sunny location and put the things in and then water it daily and then flowers. So tempted by that. I'm still trying to figure out what can grow in my new yard that the deer won't eat and the bunnies won't eat and the wildlife won't just decide, ooh, thanks for the salad. You're great. The other thing that came in yarn-wise is my McMullen Fiber Company box. I've cut it open, but haven't really looked at it yet. So this is what the skein will be based on. Is Cezanne's, which one is this of Cezanne? Still Life with Apples and a Pot of Primroses, because he didn't do flowers because he did plants instead. Mainly because it took him so long to finish his paintings, I think. He would just, the flowers would die. So he used plants instead, because then they don't die. So there's one of his still lifes. Ooh, Deadly Poison. So many yarn companies and cross-stitch groups and people like that, they always send little candies along with their stuff. And I'm allergic to corn, and so they always send me poison. It just makes me laugh. I don't need the candy anyway, so it doesn't matter. It just makes me laugh, and I try and get rid of it. Ooh, eventually. Ooh. So this is the yarn, which is absolutely gorgeous based on that painting. Oh yeah, that's the wall really nicely. Nice. And then the which way do we go? The bucket that the plant is in. And then the fruits. And this is on their Sublime base, which is a superwash merino single ply. So this will be perfect for a shawl or things like that. I do not like using single plies in garments because I don't like to have to glean them that much. So that's lovely, and I'm very happy. Beautiful. I did get my Farmer's Daughter fiber one for the month. And it was this one. I don't remember if I showed it last time or if it showed up after that. This is called Summer Sorbet, which, yeah, that's Summer Sorbet. And it's their Highwood sock, which is 80/20 for their Farmer's Daughter Fiber Sock Squad. And kind of like these peachy colors in there. And these dark greens. Oh, I love these dark greens. Luscious. I don't know how I feel about that. So that's all the lovely, lovely yarns that I got. I didn't get any charts because thank God. However, there was something else that I wanted to start. And so I bought some threads to go for it. And I still haven't started the thing because, so who knows. Anyway, Owl Forest is doing an Alice in Wonderland stitch along. And I bought their threads. And this is as far as they've gone. But I bought their threads because I like their threads. Their threads are very, very pretty. And I love Alice in Wonderland. And so I really kind of want to start it. But I haven't because I just haven't. But I did buy that. And I did buy 2 needle minders that are Alice in Wonderlandy. I've got It's a Cheshire Cat if it wants to focus. There we go. Cheshire Cat. Oh yeah. And then, yep, Drink Me. So I bought those and they showed up pretty quickly. Considering, you know, Owl Forest is Russian, they get here pretty quick. And I just love the colors. I love these greens. Look at those greens. So pretty. So I need to bobbin these up and figure out a fabric and start in on this one, I think. I really, really do. Because I've seen some of I haven't seen anyone working on it, but I've seen the releases. And I love their Alice. They made her all gothy. And it made me happy. So yeah, we'll see if I start that before the next time or not. Or if I just start my summer solstice piece. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know exactly what my starting plans are. But that was my haul. My stash. Ooh, I did forget an acquisition. I did forget some stash that I bought from work. It's dangerous working in a yarn store when you're a knitter and you have hand dyers who are amazing, and they come up with gorgeous things like this skein. This is Spriggs and Stone. She is a hand dyer out of Olympia, Washington. And this is her Yak fingering weight. Look at this yarn. Look at those colors. They are just the most gorgeous thing. This is her Mirkwood colorway. And it came in to the store. And I went, hands off. That's mine. I'm gonna buy that. It's mine. I will cut you because I need to own this. And so I bought a couple of skeins. I've been trying not to do that at work because there's a lot of pretty yarn. So my rule is I don't get to buy it unless I have a plan for it. And I'm going to cast on soon. This is my plan. Otherwise, this continues to enlarge and I don't use all the beautiful things I already have that I've already purchased, that I already love. So, occasionally I break and I just have to buy a color. And this is one of those colors. This is just, I fell in love with this color. She had another color called Grackle. That one was also very, very pretty, very, very nice. Yeah, I do have plans to make a sweater out of this at some point. I don't know which sweater, I don't know when, but I loved this color so much. So I bought enough. I bought enough to make sure that I could make any fingering weight sweater I could ever see, ever, and not have to worry about running out of yarn. I did. Oops. It was just too pretty. I could not stop myself. And so there's that. So that is the acquisitions. I'd already put that up there because kind of am a little shamefaced about buying that yarn when I shouldn't have. But it was such a great color. I needed the color. It was just delicious and mine, and I will cut you back away from my yarn. I will fight you for that yarn. I will fight you. I didn't have to because I bought it. I know it's mine. And I don't have to fight anyone for it because it's in my stash. And no one uses my stash but me. I do use my stash. I promise. So, yes, that was the end of all of my stash and acquisitions. Or of my acquisitions, not the end of my stash. Other than that, plans. No, I already did plans. Life stuff. It's a thing. It's still going. Enjoy my job still. Love it. I like working in a yarn store. It's nice. I enjoy it. It's fun. My D&D game finished and we're getting ready to start a new campaign. That's always delightful. I am going to be playing a Hexblade warrior, or Hexblade in Warlock. That's the word I was looking for. Hexblade in the next Chronicle. So looking forward to that. That'll be in 2 weeks that we start that. So looking forward to that. Other than that, I'm having, well, technically my husband, the guy is having a get-together at the house on Saturday. What? Yeah, we invited people to come to our house and hang out in 3D. It's going to be weird. There's going to be people in my house that I'm not related to. Yeah, just wrap your brain around that. All of us have been fully immunized. All of us that we've invited, and everyone in my house has had both their shots. So it should be good. We're still going to be safe and distance and all that. We have a huge porch and wraparound porch, and we have a nice big house, so it'll be great. And yes, I'm very much looking forward to it, but oh, how strange. It's gonna be strange. Delightful, but strange. Yeah, that's pretty much it for news in the life of Lee. Not much going on. Work, gaming, knitting, a little bit of stitching, zero spinning, tiny bit of crochet. Eventually I'm going to show my crochet because I keep saying there's been a tiny bit of progress. Eventually enough tiny bits of progress actually makes progress. So, yeah, I've been watching all of you people who are doing the 24/7 with your cross stitches, the 24 stitches or 24 minutes every day on a piece, on the same piece every day. Oh, the progress you guys are making. Oh, beautiful. Oh, amazing how if you work on your projects, you get closer to completions. It's beautiful and I love it. And I should really try and be that organized. And there's a word and it's not there, and it's specific. It's not the right word. Conscientious. That's not the right word. There's a word I'm thinking of and it's just gone out of the head. Practical. It's none of those words. I am never that whatever that word is, about my knitting or my stitching. And I'm talking about stitching right now. And I really wish I was, but maybe I can try. Maybe I can try. We'll see. Regardless, I've been loving watching all of your progress on the people who are doing that. It warms my heart to see all this slow progress, and it's beautiful, and I love you all. So I am going to put things away, and wow, when you put everything back in a basket, it's going to be a lot easier to clean up in here than it usually is. Hooray. And then I am going to edit and upload and do all the things so that this can pop up onto YouTube tomorrow morning, and people can hang out and chit chat with me for a little while. Or I can chit chat with you. However that works. We can hang out. We can hang out for a little bit. Well, thank you for spending some time with me today. I very much appreciate it. It's always good to hang out with you. And I will see you all after I finish eating my hair. I will see you all in 2 weeks. More hair. This is why I put it up. I decided to keep it down, and it's everywhere. I'll see you all in 2 weeks, and I hope all of you have a wonderful crafting week. Or 2. However many days it is. Whatever. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get all the crafting in that you want to, and that you make completions on what you want to if you want to. All right, folks. I'll catch y'all later. Bye-bye.